Oheneba Media, the CEO of Oheneba Media. Menu yanom Ghana for ehunu bi penti sa wo discuss beko akomo abusuafo ana wo de beko akoto account mu Ghana emfansi obia so sese de tap send ya na obia eyusu na wo de send discuss so a enye de ne kra eno anse wafa wo mobile phone no akọ Play Store ana App Store no wa download tap app na go mobile phone so kayo sa wo de send discuss no a edru bia obubusa so promo code ya de eno ane sa wo de Oheneba keka hye obema £5 ana €5 aka Mo America and Canada ne de wo benya $10 Oheneba keke ni nti ade ma manage ho kra ne se obo osika ho ban ma untua interest bia o send so a sibaka kra bi na akoto mobile wallet so ana wo bank account e wo Ghana enti menuanom Ghana fo am wo Europe UK Canada ene America tap send ya no bia fan send diska isan se Oheneba je ni makon me ne mabusua ya gia tum dada tap send papa no
talking about Kumasi High School. I was appointed almost about 4 years ago as a municipal director of education. And when I was coming, one of my nightmares was Kumasi High School. What will I do to calm my mindset down? What will I do so I will not be in the newspapers? To the glory of God and the work and the team of my hard-working headmaster team, they are bringing me honest upon honest upon honest. Headmaster and yourself, very grateful. Thank you so much. The guest speaker for this August occasion is also an Abraham here, recently described by His Excellency the President as erudite minister, a key player in the formulation and implementation of free senior high school policy. And I wouldn't forget one of the expressions that he used to make as leapfrogging. A philanthropist extraordinaire who personally has sponsored over 100 youth from his constituency to pursue engineering and medicine in many universities across the country and even beyond. CEO of New Design Charter School in the USA, Member of Parliament for Busuchi, a proud Atlantean of 1985 year group. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me with this singular honor to welcome my hard-working minister, Honorable Adutwum. The brain behind the double processor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Municipal Director of Education. I'm very grateful. I feel very welcome coming to Kumasi High School. When I got off my car, I saw the students and the wild applause, and I said, wow. I'm so grateful to you students for such a wonderful welcome to Kumasi High School. Professor said, the rep of His Royal Majesty, the 2-4, Director, Municipal Director of Education, Headmaster of Kumasi High, Members of Parliament who are here, Nananon, members of the PTA leadership, my colleague Mrans here, non-teaching staff who are gathered here today, representative of the President, the Regional Minister of Ashanti, headmasters of other schools, staff of my secretariat, Angela, Sharon, Rose Banner, Free Senior High School Coordinator, Mr. Dakwa, the Regional Free Senior High School Coordinator, Mr. Brome. It's indeed an honor, and our friends from the media. It's a great honor to be here this afternoon and have the opportunity to address the various stakeholders of Kumasi High School. I'm truly honored. Came to Kumasi High School in 1983. This place was essentially a desert, no trees. So, Mrs. Jackson, we are grateful. Your effort has turned the desert into a forest. Now there are trees here. But those days we referred to this place as a desert. And those who had come to Form 1 to Form 5 here, and they were in the lower 6, were always complaining about Kumasi High School. They were talking about there are too many problems here. But I had come from Jati Primary Senior High School. And this was heaven for me. I had come
Lights were out at 9 p.m. If you are lucky, 10 p.m. We had to study with lantern. Then I come to Kumasi High School. The lights are on 24/7. When I go to the science lab, water was flowing. I have come from a place where we drank from a pond to a place where I can get pipe water to drink. So I remember studying with the upper 6 students in the science lab. And I put so much pressure on them because I was a lower 6 student and I was not going to sleep. So the upper 6 students didn't know how to get up and go and sleep. The long story short, at the end of my lower 6, when I sit for the love deck, the first term of our upper 6, I passed with a 9, ready for the university. So Kumasi High School has been good to me. Kumasi High School gave me a solid foundation. Kumasi High School made me know everything was possible. When I was Japanese, the young men who came from Kumasi who carried their weight around because you see who were from the village. They were from Kumasi. They wanted to show that they are the Kumasi boys. And they were always talking about they would travel to America and UK, so they would not study. And we, the villagers, had no choice. Our exit strategy was to study hard. They thought they have people abroad, they don't have to study much. But I came to Kumasi High School, and the boys who were playing around were the smartest. So I was amazed. In Kumasi High School, these boys who play around are still the smartest. So Kumasi High School was a place where people were serious about their studies. They did everything to prove to the world that we're smart bunch of people. Remember, at night time, we saw the lines at KNUST, and we said to ourselves, our eyes have seen Canaan and we'll go there. And therefore, at Kumasi High School, there was nothing like sleeping. We were studying so hard. And that time in Ashanti region, there were 3 top schools. Kumasi High, Prempeh College, and OWAS. We were the top 3 schools. Unfortunately, the headmaster of OWAS just left. They said they are the only school. And Prempeh College also said they are the only college. But before anybody called any school high school, we were the high school. And we are truly the only high school. That's why in 2020, I saw the test scores and I was analyzing with myself, and I was so happy to know that in 2020, Kumasi High topped Ashanti. So Kumasi High School is coming back. Don't be stand at the podium. The next speaker want to keep me here, but I want to see the people. Kumasi High School is back. I want to prove to the world that we are a fine institution. That is why I believe that we should not think of ourselves as being a good school. We have to move from good to great. We have to become a great institution of learning. We have to show the world that Kumasi High School is a place where you come and you shine the brightest. So we are not going to fall for mediocrity. We are going to work so hard to become one of the best STEM schools in the country. When I say science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that is the centerpiece of the transformation agenda for education in this country at this time. We are building, under the leadership of Nana Abudanko Kufuor, science, technology, and engineering mathematics schools, new schools. We are also equipping existing schools to be able to produce the next generation of Ghanaians. A generation that will thrive in the 4th industrial revolution. You know, the first industrial revolution was the advent of the steam engine. Then came electricity. 1960, the second industrial revolution, a number of nations transformed their fortunes. After that, we had the computer, the age of the computer. Number of countries transformed their fortune. Africa was never part of it. We made the first industrial revolution, the second industrial revolution, the third industrial revolution. Africa cannot afford to miss the fourth industrial revolution. And that is why we hear talk about STEM. We have to ensure this generation have the requisite skills to participate in the fourth industrial revolution. It's a revolution that is occasioned by the merger of the biological and the electronic. You can enter your office with your thumb print. Just put your thumb on something and your office opens. You can sit in your office and log into your home, check your refrigerator and see if there's enough water or food in it. This is the fourth industrial revolution. We're talking about artificial intelligence. We're talking about computer science. So in this era, this time, this 21st century, no nation has transformed its fortunes without transforming its education system. So when you hear about free senior high school, it's not a political gimmick. Because we have to have a high rate of tertiary enrollment. Recently, some guys came from South Korea, they came to Ghana, and they were at the Ministry of Education. Their goal was to give us money to build what we have just started, the Ghanaian College of Engineering and Agriculture. Now, when they came, they met with us in the Ministry of Education of the conference room. I was chairing the meeting at the time. They showed us 3 graphs. The first graph was the per capita income of Ghana and South Korea in 1960. In 1960, Ghana was richer than South Korea. Then they asked us, let's see another graph. That was the graph then comparing per capita income of Ghana and South Korea. And of course, they are way ahead of us now. They are developed nations. And we are not. And they asked us, why do you think we did better than you? Why was it that in 1960 you were richer than us and now we are richer than you? And then they felt that we may become insulted because, hey, you come to my country to put me through this. And then they said, oh, it doesn't mean we are smarter human beings like you, but we did something that you guys didn't do. And they said, we made it possible for everybody to go to secondary school in the 1960s. We made it possible for substantial numbers of those who went to secondary school to move to the university. And we also made it possible for those who went to the universities to focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Then we supported industries to grow. The industry in turn requested that the government produce more engineers and TVET graduates. And they said, as we did that, we transformed our fortunes as a nation. So let us show you the third graph. The third graph was simply the gross tertiary enrollment ratio of Ghana and South Korea. At the time, our ratio was 16.19. Now we are 20%. But at that time, they were 93.6%. And they told us, that is why we are here to give you money to build another university. Because to us, it really doesn't matter how hard you try to become a developed nation. If you do not ensure that the vast majority of your students move on to secondary and move on to tertiary and pursue STEM, you will never change the fortunes of your country. And that's why we are here to give you a loan to build a STEM university. That day, I said to myself, I don't mind going through this, but I don't want my grandson to go through this. That many years from now, nobody should come to Ghana and ask us, why did we develop and we didn't? In over 60 years since independence, We've made great strides as a nation, but we haven't gotten there yet. Our generation sitting here, smart, intelligent people. Look at the caliber of people that high school is boasting of. This generation should not sit down and go through a situation where we do not transform this country forever. I believe the better days of this nation is ahead of us and not behind us. We can't continue to talk about the good old days. Better days will be ahead of us. So in the midst of these economic challenges, we have to begin to realize that we all come together, forge ahead, believe in ourselves, begin to develop our individual schools, become important stakeholders in this free senior high school era. We can transform this nation, and we will transform this nation so that it will never be said that we came, we saw challenges, and the challenges conquered us. It should forever be said that we came, we saw challenges, and we conquered the challenges. That is the kind of country I want to be proud of. That is the kind of country I want to be part of. And that is the kind of country we're all going to have to be part of. Seeing that I'm not going to action. By the way, he recruited me to come to Ghana from America. From Kumasi High School, had a wonderful opportunity of going to KNUSC. From KNUSC, National Service, from there, found myself in America. Became a teacher in high school there for 10 years, teaching mathematics and computer science. And then Americans started a new program where they felt strongly that their public high schools were not doing well. They needed people with great ideas and innovation to submit proposals to the federal government for funding to build new schools. And in those new schools, even though they are privately funded, the government will pay for the students to attend the schools. I was bold enough to be one of the people who submitted my proposal. I was given money by the federal government to start the project. I opened my first school in Los Angeles in 2004. The Americans, they started coming, and one of the things they told me was that we want your school because Africans are good at education. So we want our children to come to your school. By the time I knew people had lined up, there was a waiting list coming to my school. I went to Wall Street. I was able to put a bond together with a triple B- bond rating for my school. Got a loan from Wall Street, started my first school near the Los Angeles City Center. And that began an adventure where Kumasi High School graduates who came from almost nothing had the opportunity to hire about 200 workers to work for every day. I always look back and say, how did I get here? You know, at Kumasi High School, I remember very well Atwima being a lower six and upper six student there. Remember, there were times when my poor father from the village where he was farming, from Asantehene farming in the western region, at a town called Manso. You walk 10 miles to our village at Adutwum. From Adutwum, you walk another 2 miles to a village called Yamubetse. That is my father's village. I found myself at Kumasi High School from here to take into America, building schools for Americans. There are times when I'll pinch myself that is this me? Because I remember at Kumasi High School, going to Atwima, and there are times when I didn't have money to buy soap. So I wake up very early in the morning around 4 a.m., go and look around and look for broken soap, and then pull it together so I can have something to wash down. Young men, I tell you, it's not about poverty, it's about your determination to succeed. If it was about poverty, I would not be standing in front of you here. I was fully determined. Then found myself in America, giving jobs to the white man who come and sit in front of me and beg me and say, please give me a job. I need a job so bad. There are times when I say, I wish people don't go to jail. This determination to succeed took me to America. And our reference had around the son there, he came to visit. In America, they told him that Ghanaian had built some schools. At that time, about 3 schools in Los Angeles. And he came to one of the schools, we hosted him there, sat in the auditorium, and then they introduced him and said, how were you able to do this? There were too many people that Ghanaian, and I didn't want to be seen as bragging. So I said, can I talk to you? I said, no, say, tell me. I want to commend you. After I finished, he said, will you consider coming back to Ghana to help me change the education system? And I was saying in my head, this guy, you don't know. He worked so hard. Now I'm enjoying the American dream. They want me to come back to Ghana. Then he said, I want to introduce free senior high school. And Americans were the first to introduce free senior high school. So please bring your expertise and come and help me. And I said, I'll think about it. After that encounter, I was thinking about it. I became fully convinced that his education has made it possible for the son of a cocoa farmer who had just started that cocoa farming and had nothing to be able to go to America and build schools for Americans. Then I will come here, and instead of impacting thousands of people, I will come and be able to impact millions of people. Being aware that I needed to have a political platform so that we can change the education system once and for all. Our education system has challenges, but there are great opportunities for transformation. Every day I see opportunities. Opportunities are strengthening junior high school to truly make it high school. You can't tell yourself you have a junior high school but it has no library, has no science lab, but you still call it a junior high school. Junior high school is simply high schools for the young ones. But all middle school buildings that we turn into junior high school have nothing high school about them. The present determination is that these schools will be transformed so that we can strengthen our secondary education system. But also have to strengthen existing schools. And that is why you see us talk about building science labs. In about 3 months' time, if you come to Kumasi High School and you see the science lab that we are going to build here, you'll be amazed. We have already built some of these science labs for Wesley Girls, for St. James, and a number of schools. I know there are headmasters here who are going to come to me after this and say, build some for us. But you know, Kumasi High School have suffered. We were the top one of the best 3 schools, but we never got an auditorium, right? When others were getting their streets paid, we didn't get one. So headmasters, just bear with us. Kumasi High School must rise a bit. So my encounter with Nana Zango Father then brings me here, Member of Parliament, Deputy Minister, and then Minister for Education. Young men, I tell you, everything is possible, even in Ghana. If you work hard, you will succeed. If you work hard, it really doesn't matter which part of town you are coming from. One day you have a story to tell. And when you get to tell the story, don't forget Kumasi High School. Make sure you also do your bit and contributing. I believe that the transformation of this school is possible. And we can be the best in the country and maybe the best in the world. But it's going to mean that all stakeholders have to come together. Parents have to do their part. I don't know how many parents are in the room today. Next time we do this, I want to see this all filled, also with parents. To begin to understand that you have a role in the education of your children. And sometimes that role goes beyond your monetary contribution to the school. It may be about how you encourage your child to succeed. My father did not go to school, but he was the one who motivated me first and foremost to succeed. He told me that everywhere I go, I will be a leader. And that time, I believed him. I truly believed him. He sounded very convincing. When he told me, when I was in primary 3, that you go to the last school, because he didn't know what the university was. But my teachers had told him that I was very smart. And they told him that your son can go to the university. And he asked them, what is the university? And they said, it's the last school anybody can attend. So he came over and said, yeah, your teachers say you are very smart. And you can go to the last school. And I said, Daddy, is that what they said? I said, yeah, they said you can go to the last school. And I believed him. So I was determined that no matter what the circumstances, I'll go to the last school. I remember taking my last course in my PhD program. I remember what my dad told me that I'll go to the last school. And it brought tears to my eyes. And said my dad was indeed a prophet. He didn't know what a university was, but he explained it to me in a way I could understand. And I believed it. So parents, you have a role to play. You're a very important stakeholder in the education process. The government is just giving you a helping hand. If the government is paying the tuition, is paying all the expenses for you, it's incumbent upon you to motivate your child, to guide them, to respect authority, and come to school and study, so that they too one day can come back home and they will help you. Parents, you know, for most of you, your children are your pension. You don't have any social security contributions. If your children don't succeed, you are in trouble in your old age. So it's in your interest, if you are listening to me on TV, to understand that you have a critical role to play in the life of your children. Motivate them. Get them to understand that they can be the best in the world. In the same way that I believe my dad, they will believe you. And one day they will come back home and you'll be very proud of them. My dad visited America 2 times before he passed on. Anytime he came, we sat down and we talked. We talked about life at Atwima. We talked about life at Inamibetre. We talked about those old days when the family had no hope. We were ministering about how we got to where we were. Parents, you have a role to play in the life of your children. It doesn't matter if you are not educated. You still have a critical role to play. And even you have a more critical role to play. Because they have to succeed to support you. All students have been doing so well here, but we can still do more. I visited a school in Kumasi and I saw their science resource center and I sent information on our platform. I said, "Man, here we've done well, but we can do more. We can truly do more. How to galvanize ourselves into action and leave a legacy on this campus. So those who are behind us will see that we have left a legacy here and they too should leave a legacy. Number of schools that have succeeded, the old students play a critical role in their success. And Kumasi High School cannot be an exception. So granted, let's come together and do more for this great institution. Because Kumasi High School is all that we have. Some people will say they are the only college, but we are the only high school. And we can do more for our school. If you look at the enthusiasm of our young men here, we can support them to do more. This year I was so proud when I saw them doing so well in the math and science competition. It was so hard for me to see high school at a very high level, among the top 9 schools in the country. The 3 students who champion on our course are all going to receive a full scholarship for engineering or medical science degree. The interesting thing though is that 2 of them came from Bosumche. So they were going to get a scholarship from me anyway. But there's one from Obuasi. And I have to add him to the 2 to make 3. And I'm giving them they've applied to Ken USA, and I think UMass. When the admission comes, I'll pay for the academic fee, for the accommodation, and give them a stipend, and also a brand new laptop so that they can study well. I believe in science, even though I'm not an engineer, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a computer scientist, but I believe in science. Science around the fortunes of our nation. I'm sure you heard I'm championing STEM in Washington. I want us to have the largest concentration of engineers anywhere in Ghana. I want to be visited one day by 100 engineers, and that would be a great day for me. I look forward to the day when I retire from politics and I'm sitting in some corner somewhere and I get a knock on my door and 100 engineers come and visit me. That is what I want to see. But I also know that as Minister for Education, I'm not just from Asantehene. So we're starting a program, indeed we started this year, Rural Engineers Program, for children from rural areas who want to become engineers. And this year we're able to sponsor 50 of them with sponsorship from BOSS. We selected them from across the length and breadth of Ghana, and they are now pursuing engineering. I'm so happy to also announce to you that for those who are not aware, students who did subjects other than science now have opportunity to do pre-engineering for 1 year and then move on to engineering. I knew that policy was going to face resistance in Ghana. I tell of the story of Kwanwomahene who had a dream. In the dream, he was speaking with God. And God told Kwanwomahene, Kojo, you're going to be the best engineer in the world. And Kojo said, God, it's not possible. And God said, I created you, I know you. You will be the best engineer in the world. And Kojo finally mustered courage and said, God, you know why I'm saying it's not possible? God said, why? He said, I'm a young man growing up in Ghana. In high school, I'm doing visual arts. Nobody will allow me to do engineering. I believe visual artists are the smartest people in the world. Some of you are surprised. In the new Bloom taxonomy, which is the blueprint for teaching and learning, the highest level of learning is creation and not memorization. Visual artists create. Engineering came from art. And then we tell the visual artists that you cannot be an engineer. And then when you pursue engineering, the first year you have to do engineering drawing. So the mathematics student, the physics student has to learn how to draw to become an engineer. The person who can close his eyes and draw will never be an engineer. So who are the engineers in Ghana? Are they the ones who can imagine and innovate, or are they the ones who can just do calculations? If we don't make an effort to put the most creative minds, the most imaginative minds in our engineering classrooms, we will never be able to change this country. Because those who are doing engineering will mostly be the ones who can calculate. Calculation can be done with a computer, but imagination cannot be done with a computer. But I also knew that people will stand up against me and say, you think Ghana is America. I hear that all the time. Sometimes there's a scathing rebuke of me because I think this is America. So I did what is done in America. In America, most policies are implemented with incentives. When President Barack Obama became president, American schools were in crisis, economic crisis. And there has been many years people have been championing that all the states must have the same curriculum. In America, the states said, no, the federal government cannot dictate to us. We'll never have a single curriculum. Parents were suffering. You move your child from California to Texas, and sometimes the Texas students are 1 year ahead of the Californian students. In some other states, they may be behind the Californian students. Parents who were moving from state to state were struggling. But the states will not budge. They will not allow for a common curriculum. So Obama said, hey, states, if you need money, I'll give you the money. But the only condition is that you have to implement a common curriculum. All the states went for the money. And now there's a common curriculum in America. So this is my secret, I'm just sharing with you. I decided that I don't have the power to compel almighty universities to do pre-engineering. But any university that wants to do it, I'll give you money. And everybody came knocking. So with that aside, now we have pre-engineering program piloted by UMass and Pentecost University. This year, all the technical universities have lined up to do it. They are giving a chance to students who did visual, business, general arts, home economics, to go to the university. And do 1 year intensive course in mathematics, physics, and chemistry. And at the end of the 1 year, if you pass the entrance exam to engineering school, you too can become an engineer. I'm checking with UMass, and 85% of the students who went are doing well, and they are in line to move on to engineering next year. Our engineering classrooms are going to be very different with the visual artists in the mix. I believe everything is possible. If there was something I got from America, it was that belief in the mind of the American that everything is possible. When there are problems, they look at that as opportunities. Remember becoming minister, deputy minister, and I talk about examination leakages and more practices, and the fact that we need to put an end to it. The president then charged me in the State of the Nation address 2 years ago and said, Minister, find a way to stop it. There are many who said it has been there since Adam, and you can't change it. But I'm happy to tell you that this year, on the DEC, not a single paper leaked. Because we've created a disincentive for leakage. The West African Examination Council, on my advice, decided to do what is called serialization. Last year, every district had a different exam. And this year, we did the same classrooms, examination room. Some students have different questions. It's called serialization. If you implement it, you remove incentive for cheating. Last year, some people created a website where they said the questions been happening. The first day, they announced that they have beaten us and the website will not work anymore. They pulled it down. Because when they thought they had the papers, they went in there and it was just one version for one district. And that's also this year. I spoke with Education Watch. They monitor examinations and they said, BCE, we did not hear that there was a leakage, but there's no incentive. If you leak it, you don't know which district has that, which student is going to get that. In the same examination room, there may be about 10 versions of the test. Your version is different from mine. Even when the questions are the same. If the question on photosynthesis, yours may be question 1, mine will be question 21. And even within that, your answer will be A, mine will be C. So get some teacher to go and hide in the bush and come back with the answer. Which version is he going to talk about? And he cannot solve the 10 versions. Your essay questions may be different from your colleague, but they are the same level of difficulty. Next year, the West African ministers have met, and we want the West African Examination Council to serialize the WASI and put to rest study, otherwise you find out that you didn't study. The best schools are going to be the ones who do well going forward. The idea of examination leakages and more practices is the bane of our education system. Some students pass with A1. When you ask them to go to the university and their parents will come and beg you, my son doesn't want to go to the university, he wants to go to the police. He wants to work for immigration. No matter what you say, they won't go. Because when we entertain more practices, some teachers will not teach. And some students will not learn. Students may not respect the teachers because they don't need them to pass the exam. So there's a new regime. And that regime, championed by the president, says we have to forever stop this. In the years ahead of this, there will be e-testing. And when we are doing e-testing, you sit in front of your computer, and your computer is selecting from 10,000 questions for you alone. So it's time to study. Kumasi High. It's time to study. If we're going to tell the world that we are the best, it's going to be through our hard work and not through any easy rounds of more practice and of cheating. So I believe that everything is possible. If we haven't found the formula yet, but if we find the formula, everything is possible. We have to look at the age-old problems of this nation with a new set of eyes and say to ourselves, if you want to transform our fortunes, we can. If you want to stamp out anything that needs to be stamped out, we can. And that in this country we can have a Ghanaian dream and not a Ghanaian nightmare. When you talk to people, the first thing they will say that no, Ghana, it will not be possible. And sometimes I tell them, if you have spent some time to think about what I'm saying, maybe you could understand that it's possible. Say, no, it's not possible. Most of the time, we have relegated success to the white man and not us. We've got the brains. We can and we should. So let's come back home. What are we going to do at Kumasi High School? At Kumasi High School, I've been reliably promised by the roads minister that we're going to work on your internal roads. I asked him and he said, tell them I'll do it. And I know he will. So I'm telling you the internal roads are going to be done at Kumasi High School. We're also going to build from the ministry a state-of-the-art computer lab for you. And I think we talked about the rehabilitation of the science lab. We're also going to begin the rehabilitation of the dormitory blocks. I know one thing that we don't do a good job at in Ghana is college and career counseling. We do counseling, but it's psychosocial counseling. Students don't get the opportunity to be advised on careers and what they need to pursue. And that is why invariably they apply to the University of Ghana, Legon. They don't get their choice and they put in any course and they take it. And then when they graduate, they see that they pursue a degree to nowhere. This year, through the national service, various companies came and they were looking for students who have done mathematics. There's a huge demand for them and they couldn't get. They were looking for students who have done actuarial sciences and they couldn't get them. They were looking for students who have done computer science and they couldn't find them. We have to ensure that we improve college and career guidance and counseling. So, my personal contribution will be to build a center at this school. for College and Career Counseling. This is not from the Ministry of Education, it's from Dr. Adutwum. We're going to create a space where we have some computers and office space for the counselors. And they are not just going to counsel these young men to only go to universities in Ghana. There are tons of scholarships, full scholarships in the US for people like you. They are looking for young black men to give scholarships to. So at that center, we train you so that you can pass the SAT. And you can pursue careers and you can pursue certain professions in high demand, not in Ghana only, but also abroad. I'm not worried about you going. Some people will say now all the talent is going abroad. I went and I came back. So when they go, they will come back. And if they don't come back, they're going to send some dollars home, right? So there's nothing wrong with them pursuing opportunities abroad. So my College and Career Guidance Center will facilitate that. Kumasi High School has produced so many distinguished individuals. We are here to give back to this school. Our brand is strong. Kumasi High brand is strong. Sometimes people ask me, oh, your style resembles Bible. And I say, hey, we went to the same school. You know, Bible went to high school, right? So there's something unique about high school. When we are given responsibility, we do it well. That's right. When we become members of parliament, we serve our people well. My junior here, Honorable Atwima, you were 1 year behind me, I guess, at Kumasi High. Very distinguished individual who's a great leader in our nation. We also have the MP for Manson Contact. Let's see. We also have the MP for Muslim. He's not here today. And they are all doing their best in Parliament, trying to change the course of history for our nation. I believe that Kumasi has something to offer Ghana. And we need to do well. From the days when we used to go to, I think, Junior and we used Manuel Kusia House and Konkonte. I'll be here. We'll speak out of campus and go there. And we had headmaster on one side. And then after that, Sarifah came. And on one side, had something that he did very well. He told us that if I see you in town and you are well dressed, no problem. So there were no friends for him. He used to say, I'm not going to have to dress well, but in case you know you are well dressed, you don't have to do well with you. And I remember one side, because my dress is so. He used to say at the church service, by the way, I was the chaplain at the time, assistant chaplain, yes. And he used to say that educate a child without religion and make it a career level. And every time he comes to chapel, he always repeated, educate a child without religion and you make him a clever devil. So he made sure we all went to church so that we don't become clever devils. There were fun memories of Kumasi High School, and there was this art teacher called Apantan. And some students went to have, there was a place there, the science, the visual building. That's what Kopantan used to pray. He would go there, he was an SU person praying. Some students got away that he was praying, and then they went there and said, Kopantan. And then they made it appear that God was talking to you. And then he stopped praying. And then they said, Kopantan. And then Kopantan stopped praying. It was very quiet. And they said, "Go, time." And then he said, "Casanova is here." And they ran away from there, spread the news. So that was Kumasi High School. Always have to find a way to have fun. Kumasi High School was a place to be. Some people will shout and scream, "High school is dirty." They'll be jumping up and down. You have great fun here, and I hope young men you are having great fun here. You play hard and study hard when you are at Kumasi High School. I want you to have great fun here because you're going to remember this place forever. Every day you are going to remember your days at Kumasi High School. Kumasi High School will make you somebody who is proud of yourself, determined to change the course of history. Be determined and know that you can overcome any challenge that comes your way. To you, look yourself in the mirror. Don't see you, see a great you in the future. A young man who, if you become a medical doctor, will not just be a medical doctor. Become a young man who will go hospitals across the country and not, if not, across Africa. I want you to understand that this school is giving you a platform. This president is giving you an opportunity for free senior high school. In spite of the challenges, I tell you, we never dreamt one day when we were in school that you come to school on the first day of school without a chance you'll be able to go into the dining hall and eat. We never thought that you eat the whole semester and nobody will send you home. We have friends who were sent home. And sometimes they will stay home for 1 month trying to get their school fees. By the time they come back, exams is about to begin. There are those who were sent home a few days to exams and they never came back. Life has been difficult for so many people. The poor of this nation have suffered. Some were brighter than us, sitting here, but they never got the opportunity for secondary education. Today, when you see them, they are different. Those of us who have had this opportunity should support the president to make this policy succeed. Because this will shift the paradigm in this country. This will change the fortunes of this nation. 20 years from now, we're going to see a nation transformed. A nation transformed not because of gold, not because of diamond, not because of cocoa, but a nation transformed because of education and STEM education. A nation transformed because stakeholders came together and made the impossible possible. A nation transformed because all boys came together, contributed their quota toward the development of their schools. A nation transformed because we began to believe in ourselves, that in Ghana everything is possible. A nation transformed because we supported the president in a time of great difficulty and challenge. Saw the president during the COVID-19 era. He met with us every Wednesday. One thing that was fascinated about these meetings is that the president never ceded the space to the vice president. When he could not make it on a Wednesday, he made sure we met on Tuesday. If he could not meet Tuesday, he made sure we made it on Thursday. And never even gave the vice president or the chief of staff or police to chair that meeting. He felt at the time that the future of Ghana, our very lives was in his hands. And he was not going to delegate that to his vice president. So today, in the midst of this economic crisis, if we rally behind him and know that he's the captain of the ship, we will go through these challenges and we'll come back and have a great economy again. I have no doubt in my mind that Ghana will be great again. God bless you and God bless another one.
So it's now time for the school's cultural team to give us a KT appellation before Nana will speak to us. So please, with a round of applause, let's put our hands together and welcome the Kumasi High School KT. continue. But before we do so, Abranteɛ Dr. Ozu Wachi's company, top-tier study abroad consult, is providing opportunities for students to travel abroad and study. So please, Abranteɛ, if you are here, they have a stand outside. At the end of the program, you can go and visit them. They have nice packages for all of us. Thank you. At this time, we have to hear from the owner of the land, Asantehene Niwura. Now, we invited His Royal Majesty Otufo Oseitu II, but due to another person issues, he couldn't make it. And he said he's delegated another powerful man to be with us. Now, Nana is part of the 7 loyal gun bearers of Otufo and the Asantehene. He's the chief of Atwima, Kwanwomahene. He is in the country division of the Kumasi Traditional Council. For his profession, he's an educationist and the director of cultural affairs at the Atwima Kwanwomahene district. People, please, let's put our hands together and welcome Nana Amponsa Kwa the fourth, representative of His Royal Majesty Otufo Oseitu II.
Thank you. It's been a very tough time, and standing here today, I need to prophesy. I was an Abranteɛ. And unfortunately, my grandfather, who is a Kokoputne, said something, and he said, I played with the issue of Sedaga, now starting up on high school. So later on, my father then called the headmistress of the choir SDA, and she was like, Obano, Oman school one, said that there is high school from a Dasuli, one here, Obeki, but now here, Ghana, graduated to control. And I was like, Semuja will move here. And I don't know, it's no. We need him at the choir here. So unfortunately, that was why I couldn't end up here. And then I went to the choir SCA. Before I proceed with my speech, with a standing ovation, let's give a big round of applause to the Minister for Education. As a proud product of Kumasi, it's not been easy. As he stood here telling us how he came to the school and then going straight to the United States. Let's sit down. Thank you very much, sir. Indeed, he's a brother. Education has been a dream to my overlord, His Royal Majesty Otufo Oseitu II. And ever since he stood on the throne, he came out with Otufo's Charity Education Fund. And this foundation, his dream, has blessed a lot. Today, our Honorable Minister has also enlightened us much on the importance of the free senior high school policy. Before I proceed with my speech, I know the friends of the media are here. We are pleading
to any party tomorrow that free senior high school policy has come to stay.
And indeed, it has come to stay. Because gone were the days when
I do remember when we go to school and then we are even asking money from our mothers, our fathers. Later on, we go to school and we tell them
the money gone missing. It tends to be a 91 natural.
It tends to be a mess. Now, if we don't go in and
get the school fees again and it's free, what are we supposed to do? We need to applaud them. Thank you very much. Now I start with my speech. The representative of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, the hard-working Minister of Education, Dr. Adutwum, the chairman of the occasion, who is by name Professor Francis Atwima, the Board of Governors, the headmaster, and the staff of this great school,
distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow friends of the media, I deem it a great honor to be here on behalf of my king,
His Majesty Otumfo Osei-Tutu II, Asantehene. As a disappointed old student of this great school, who couldn't complete here, but ended up on the welcoming doors of the Kwai SDA Secondary School, what is known as Bausa. I, Nana Ponsapa IV, sees the need of the team enhancing free senior high school policy, the role of stakeholders to be discussed now and given it a listening ear. Gone are the days when parents were made to fund the fees of the awards in the senior high school, and that made parents pay close attention to what the awards are learning in school, and it forced students to excel in their academics. But since the introduction of the free senior high school policy, parents no longer pay particular attention to the students, to the studies of the awards, and that
does not compel our students to give in their best and excel in various fields of studies. I believe this is the time that we, the parents, need to give our kids the needed guidance and attention, since the burden of looking for money to pay our children's fees have been taken off our shoulders by the government, and I believe our part in making the policy stand and flourish will be a success.
And to my students, you no more go around seeking for side jobs or having to drag our parents for fees.
Since the introduction of this policy, so I urge you to give all your time
and attention to the books and adhere to what the teacher teaches you. Your teacher teaches you to enable you come out with a flying colors, and by doing this, the success of your education directly transcends to the success of free senior high school policy. To the government of the Republic, I say Ayiko
for the bravery in bringing this policy and ensuring the implementation of it to benefit we all as a nation.
But then,
May I use this platform to humbly ask for the divine intervention of ensuring that our teachers are well equipped and highly motivated to be able to give out their best, because success of this policy largely depends on the understanding of our curriculum and the teachings of our syllabus to the students by our teachers. I will end my speech by congratulating this great school for producing great leaders for the past years, and I encourage you to do more for Mother Ghana and Asantehene as a whole. I owe great peace. Long live Asantehene. Long live Mother Ghana. Thank you.
Pa yesu ezinkunim. Hello me nyanum Ghana fo. Me checha woni na me ndwe nyankopon na adom ti obia no ho ye. Wo friend me Kate me nyime busiafo ti London. Me ye nurse nyo. Me wo wondruba kakrakra. And me your proud digital business owner. Na business yin asem na mpede me no be kande. Me juma as nurse no. Me a shift work and obia nyim shift work sometimes me ko day shift na ma have night shift. And night shift and sometimes maybe so the next day I'm on day shift. Now in your time find your baby and my one kasa on. It's in some ways to see we are seeing me. It's not hot dream why there. Me pe baby my ya obe buam. My mate tum may I spend quality time with me busianfo. Now me tum so my nyam baby kakra miss be boy busian wo fie and aha. Inti ahwehwe ma me ho abrentie bi na ne yere a wo ye advert there. When your business be a worry ya obuan one wotumo ye dwuma wo fie na once walk ahead why ye wo friend the charity wotum wo fam was this car was in my widows ma was ye dwuma was set widows ya as aswanu kana aza odama komando ampede me yen nti me hwe aza worry me so okay ma me ko hwe mo worry ye na me hwehwem na me duediem na make sure that someone work or yampa. Miss na me email address. Miss share one website and I'm go share webinar. Now webinar num na watch ejuma na si pa. Me we so me jina ho me do dream making sure that asama work no. Oh yeah, asama wata so mampa another kurulu bi wo ho. Inti me do me investigation me hu there sana or legitimate inti me joining break a crave nyame na adom okoye mam na mintum anum ode me bonde mu bia tibi na se e will be epede enya time na be spend with we busianfo epede enya bibi kakrazi boy busian wo fie epede eye maame a ewo maternity leave papa extra stream of income as be boa wo busian na azi okomo pa ono ani de as wuzin na wo email address as be share me link num na hwe webinar ni bia ma wo ho na ehwa wobeka wo ho no take note na wankasa your investigation na so bibia pede be join na it take action na na miss mpede me no beka na me ye danya me ase de bibi dem wo ho a obetumu aboan onye de bibia na chase shift no in the night we work the shift to her be security na reko si ebutum ayedwuma wo fie a hoze sikeya bibebro inti ma me hu wo inside na ye nyame nhrai na bye bye.